Hey crafters, it's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts on an odd night. Because usually we have our lives on Wednesday evenings and Friday free play, so Friday evenings. But I'm doing an impromptu video because I've had a bunch of people ask me this week, what about a one sheet wonder? And I know that I've done this before, I just can't seem to put my finger on where that video is. So maybe I did a bunch before, but I just didn't do a video. Anyhow, technically, it's not one piece of paper to make 8 cards. It's one piece of paper to decorate all 8 cards. So you're going to need 8 card bases. I did 4 folded the 5.5-inch way. So hello to everybody. This is such an odd night for me to be online. Hi to Susan and Sharon, Rady Girls here, Deborah, Paulette, Teresa. And then I did 4 the 4 1/4 ways. So I've got 8 card bases ready to roll. The whole point of this is that we will decorate one sheet of paper and cut it so that we can decorate all 8 cards and get a bunch of cards just pumped out really, really quickly. So you need one other sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11. I'm just using 8.5 by 11. Let me open up my... I want to make sure I don't have... what do you call it? Oh, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yep, autofocus is on. I thought so because my white paper was going all wonky. We should be good now. And that's as far out as I can make it go. So we're using 2 stamp sets. You don't have to use 2, but these were the 2 that I had from Quality Craft store. So if you want them, they're available. One of these is in the store. It's called Just Saying, because it says that right here, Just Saying, by Inkadinkadoo. But it's actually called, where did I see that name? Round Frames. So if you look down here, I'm trying to get it up to that. You know, it just doesn't. Right here, Round Frames. Anyways, the other one is called Save the Date by Teresa Collins. And we're going to be using this little, like, damask looking stamp. So I'm going to put that one on here. And then we're going to use one of these circles. And I don't know which one is going to look the best with the damask. I don't think it really matters. So let's just pick one. I'm going to pick the one right in the middle. The reason why I'm using this one is because we can change out the saying, the verse that's inside the circle, which I thought was a really good idea. So we're going to want to make 8 of these. This is totally optional, but I wanted to have something to put on the cards. So this is going to be for the base of the cards, and I'm going to grab one more sheet just so I can pump out these 2. I wanted to show you the whole process so you weren't wondering, like, well, where did those come from, or, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm going to try to get 8 decent prints of this. Close to the side because I'm going to come in and I'm more worried about the center of the stamp and not the outer edge because we won't get the whole thing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hey, Tarita, Penny made it. Tracy Myers, on back. I'm just going to wipe this one off real quick. We're pretty much done with that. We want to put some sentiments in there. Let's see if I'm going to be able to get my punch in here. What will we get out of that? Oh, that'll look really cool. Okay, so we're going to get about that much of it. We're going to miss like the very outer edges, and that's okay. It's still going to look really cool. And I'm going to do not 8 different sayings, but maybe, you know, we always need a happy birthday card, so I'm going to do one of those. I'll do a couple of those actually. Turn my happy birthday around. Maybe we'll do 2 of each kind because I think that would make more sense. So do 2 happy birthdays. What else do we need? How about thanks for making my day? I really like that one. This is why I like this one so much, the set, because it's so versatile. It's amazing. And again, this one is called Just Saying. If you look in the store at Quality Crafts, that's what it's called. And then, how about a Feel Better Soon? Because you always need cards that say something like that too. And that'll go for the last 2. Sorry if I was a little out of frame there. And not the last 2, what am I talking about? I got 1 more to go. Feel Better Soon. I missed the B, so I'm just going to tap that down. Feel Better Soon. I got 1 more to go. So maybe I will do a Missing You. That's a good one too. A Missing You or a Thank You. We did kind of a thank you one already, so let's do Missing You. I missed my G. There we go. All right, and I can clean up those stamps. And then that's it for that. We're going to go ahead and punch these out. Well, Alina, Rosie, Diane, Rita, who else? Note Spinner. Not quite close enough to the edge. These are going to be a little off center, but that's okay. Because some of them I didn't punch quite close enough to the edge to get all the way in. I suppose I could cut that off. Let's go ahead and do that. There we go. There's 3. This one looks close. 4. Oh, that one's not close enough. Neither are these. So we're just going to cut off the edge so we can get a little bit closer into that circle. Right, I'm going to shut off my heater. You guys can probably hear that. I don't know, maybe this microphone on here does a really good job of covering up some of that sound. I'm not sure. Okay, so we've got those ready to rock and roll. All 8 of our sentiments done. And now what we're going to do is we're going to decorate this piece of paper. Now, One Sheet Wonder, you can stamp anything you want all over this sheet. You don't have to do the same stamp. You can do like a whole bunch of polka dots and then do a whole bunch of stripes over the top with a bunch of hearts over the top of that. You can get as crazy as you want to get. I'm going to take this little damask-like looking guy. Let's see, I want him to face this way. And I'm going to do it in kind of a rainbow look, but I'm going to use just 1 stamp. But seriously, you can use a whole bunch of stamps. Like I said, maybe we'll do one of those once I get done with this one. So I'm going to go ahead and see. Some of these stamp ink pads might not be quite juicy like they used to be, but it'll be good. So I can stamp this all over, which I think I will. I think I'm just going to go hairy-nary all over the place. I'm going to use a whole bunch of different colors. So let's just start out with purple, because we all love purple. Well, most of us do. I just pulled out all of my ink stamp, my stamp pads from Stampin' Up, and I just went Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, blue, green, violet, just to make sure that I had a little bit of a bunch of different colors without having to think about it too much. And we could go, like I said, you can go any way you want. And you don't have to use just the same stamp. You can use a whole bunch of different stamps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do upside down and just match them up. I mean, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I might end up going off the page or whatever. It does look a lot more natural if you do go off the page, but we are going to be cutting these, so it's not really that big of a deal. And I'm going to go off the edge on this side, just because I can. Wiping off. All I'm doing is wiping my stamp on a baby wipe in between. These stamp sets are really, really fun. You can find them in the store, the old store, qualitycrafts.com. And I think what I'll do is I'll point this one in. So I didn't pre-plan any of this ahead of time. I just grabbed some ink and a stamp that I wanted to use and just went for it. That looks pretty cool. We'll try add some yellow. You can use double-sided paper. You can use paper that's already printed if you prefer not to have to stamp. So yeah, for sure, you don't have to use your stamps at all if you don't want to do it. Oh, I think I'm going to do the orange one that way. These might overlap a little bit. That's okay. Let's go ahead and just put this guy right here. I already got one there. We can put one here. Maybe one here. We're going to add some red in yet. Now I'm just going to kind of randomly stamp some of these red ones to fill in a little bit of the white space. That looks pretty good. I almost got it filled in. We could add some more. We could do some more purple. However you want to do it until it looks good to you. And I think that's plenty good. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut this so that we make at least 8 pieces. And every video you watch that does the one sheet wonder, I swear they will do it. Every single one of them will do it a different way. So it's just about playing around with it and doing, you know, whatever comes to mind. But here's what I would suggest doing. Cut it in half at either 4 1/4 or 5 1/2. Okay? Because then you don't have to think so hard about how they're going to fit on your card. And then once you've cut it in half, then cut it in half again. So now this one's going to be 5 1/2. Alrighty? So now we've got 4 panels. Now we're making 8 cards, right? So each one of these panels has to be cut into at least 2. Let me see if I can get... No, I think this one will... I just think this trimmer is going to be the best one. So one of them we're going to cut just diagonally, so we're going to cut it this way. Just make sure that your points on the top and the bottom are within that groove, and then go ahead and slide it across. So this is going to be 2 cards. And then this one we could do like right in half if we wanted to, or close to half. It doesn't have to be exact. And I'm showing you really super easy ways to do this, okay? So there we've got 2 more cards. This one could go in half the other way. So let's see, if that's 5 1/2, we want 2 1/4. I believe that would be half. No, I did that wrong. 2 1/2, 2 3/4. That's close. 2 3/4, I think it is. That'll be another one. And then the other one we can do in quarters, or in half again, or we can do it like a bunch of strips, which I think would be really fun. And I want to go this way. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut it in a bunch of strips. 1. I'm not even going to measure. Doesn't matter. The whole point is that it's supposed to be quick, and it doesn't matter how you do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 strips on one and 2 strips on another. That would make 2 more cards. So let me show you again how this is going to go. This is going to make 2 cards. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Okay, and then I'm going to pull in my cards. So here I've got some cards. And I think these will be really fun since we've got this black. And there's no black like within our patterns if we go around the edge in black. And I'm going to do this just for fun because I like it. I think it'll look really neat. Got to find one of my... Here, let's just use this one because I've got it laying around. One of my little felts. Alright, so we're going to start out with these cards here. And I'm just going to go ahead and make like a black shadow around mine. You don't have to do this. You can pop these right onto your card and away you go. And I'm going to ATG these down because this will go quicker. I'm just adjusting my thing because I've got the old tape on there and I can feel it getting loose. I don't want to lose my tape in the middle here. Just bear with me. Alrighty, and so you can put this one on this corner, match it up the best you can. Oh, and I got a little bit of ink on there. Let me grab an eraser, sometimes that works. Alrighty, and then you take one of your sentiments, and where is my, oh there it is, I moved it. I'm going to pop mine up because I think that would give it another little boost of cool. I'm just looking to see what's going on in the chat for a second. And then you can put this anywhere you want. I'm going to put it like, actually, you know what? I'm going to put it down here and cover up that red. Even though now I think I got another little red on there. There we go. That came off. So there's one card done. Alrighty? I think you get the gist. So we're just going to go ahead and finish these 8 cards. And you can make these as fancy or as absolutely simple as you want. I'm going super simple right now, but this would give you a good start, and then you can make any kind of cards that you want. I think I stamped the red last, and that's why I'm getting red all over. I'll try to be aware of where I'm touching my white bases. I did the last one in the bottom corner, so this one I'm going to put in the upper corner. And it's easier for me to line it up from the corner, so I'm going to line it up from down here. Yeah, it's the red. It's the red ink because I stamped that one last. I didn't give it any time to dry. All right, so that's one. So go ahead and hit that thumbs up if you like this kind of video. That lets YouTube know that you like it so that I can be found a lot easier, and that lets me know that you like this kind of content, and so I can keep making this type of video. So here's another one. Do you see the difference? As one is in the bottom and one's in the top. So that's 2 done already. And then this one, remember when we cut the 4 strips, we're just going to take 2 of the random strips here, and we're going to put them across. And this is where I think this will, like, it kind of blends in. That's why I like the idea of putting the black around the edges. This makes it pop out. Or you can put, you can actually stamp extra black something in there. I'll show you another sheet when I'm done here putting this one together, that you can do it at random. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Oh, and I blotched this one up with black ink because I wasn't being careful. If it's relatively, you just touched it a little tad, literally a regular eraser will take it off. But if you bump it in, then you let it sit, and the ink has a chance to really dry, then it will not come off with the eraser. And again, you can put your little sayings anywhere you want. So I'm going to put this one right in the center. I think that looks cool. So there's another card done. And we've got these other 2. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. That really, really helps. It's such a small little thing and so easy to do. Really easy to forget too, because guaranteed when I'm watching some videos, I don't always remember. Ooh, that one's got a lot of black on the side. Okay, let's use this side, even though I got some red on there. Alright, let's see. Let's do these a little bit closer to the bottom. And I could cover up that red bit of mistake that I made. And then I can put one of these right at the top. There we go. There's another card made. We should have 4 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to use these. So the card can either go this way or this way. And maybe I don't want to do the black on this one. Maybe I just want this one to be plain. You'll be able to tell the difference then. I'll do a couple plain. This one's going to open from the side, and I'm going to put it, actually I'm going to do it this way since I have a little white opening here. Do you see the extra little white here? I'm going to put this one on the side, and then right where the white is, that's where I'm going to position my sentiment. I'm going to put it right here. So there's another card done. All right, let's bring this one in. Let's go ahead and do this one from the bottom. Oop. And this one. You can also get this foam tape from qualitycrafts.com too if you're looking for that. It's cheaper than the retail. It's only $5 a roll, and there's how many yards on this one? 5.5 yards on that one. So I'm gonna put this one over here. Here's another one. And we've got two left. We've got these two halvesies. And I did the other one, let's see, I did one both ways, didn't I? So we can do them both ways. So this is another half, where you could do like half the card on top or bottom. But if you want to, you can go even further. And this is why I'm telling you that every time you watch one, they might do it completely different, because no matter how you cut it, if you stay within the parameters of how wide the cards are by cutting them in half, you can continue to cut them in half and half and half and get different cards that look like this. So this one I'm going to put one in either corner. As long as I halved what I had based on the card size that we're doing A2 size, you should be able to get away with that. So that one's fun. Okay, and this one I'm just going to put right in the middle. There's another card done. And we've got one left. I don't think I'm going to cut this one, but let's do something completely different. So here's another one that we hadn't thought of or done before. We're just going to put this smack dab right in the middle of the whole card. You know what? Let's go ahead and we will outline this one. It'll make it stand out more. What in the world is squeaking? Is it my chair? I gotta go get some WD-40. There's a mouse in here. Okay. Let's put it in the middle like this. And then our last little thing. I don't know what it is. Do you hear the squeak? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm losing my mind. So we're going to put this one right here in the middle. Ta-da! Last card done. Let's review and go over them, and then I'll do a little Q&A. And so start typing your questions in right now, and then I'll try to answer all your questions, and we'll do one more. I'm not going to finish all the cards with the next one, but I'm going to show you one more sheet where we can use a whole bunch of different stamps and just make it look really, really fun, because I've also seen it done that way. So let's lay them out. We've got one here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Our last one. And you can add more colors to it. You can use your embossing machine and like emboss the background to give it even more pop. Like I said, you could just go crazy. You could put gems on here. You can color this. You can make them as extravagant or as plain and simple as you want, depending on how much time you have to dedicate towards making your cards, right? So both stamp sets are in the old store, qualitycrafts.com. And this one is called Just Saying. It's got the circles. It's literally called Round Frames by Inkadinkadoo. But it says Just Saying up here, and so that's what it's called in the store. So that's what we used for all the sentiments. And then the other one that we used for that little damask in the background, here it is. It's called Save the Date by Teresa Collins. And so we used this little damask here. But there's this fun little thing where you can stamp something in there, and this little fun thing with the arrow and the little heart and the little love. I like this set a lot. I didn't think I would at the beginning, and the more I think about it, the more I am using it. So all right, so if you guys have any more questions, let me know. I'm going to show you one more way to do it where you don't have to use just one single stamp. I totally need a drink. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm getting... All right. I wasn't sure I was going to do this, so let me grab some stamps really quick. You're going to need another 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And we'll do the same thing we did before. I'll just grab a couple of sets. We'll do some close to my heart sets since those are the easiest to get at right now. This one's got a couple of hearts on it that I think will be fun. And then there is, it looks really cool when you do little swirls. This one's got little swirls on it. Butterflies are always fun to add, so we'll do some butterflies. And then if we need to add in a little bit of color, having a stamp that is more of a solid stamp sometimes helps. Let me see if I've got one in here. Yep, there they are. Some little solid stamps. Okay, so now we can just go to town, and you can use any way you could attach a template for the one sheet either here or on Facebook. Connie, a template? How about watch me do this one, and I think you'll get the gist of it. There's not really a template because everyone does it very, very different. But let's go ahead and just stamp this out. Yeah, we're going to do these in black. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to pull out these solid stamps and add some color. I think I'll just stick with the rainbow of colors that I've already got out. I just think that would be a lot easier. Okay, where's my little block? There it is. Take my damask off of there. And then we're going to do just some dots. I'm going to start with yellow, light color. And the reason why you see me smooshing and stamping and moving these things around is because I have had these inks, and they were not new when I got them. But I've had these inks for I don't know, at least 10 years. And it was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that sold them to me. And so she had them for quite a few years. So some of them are drying out and some of them aren't in the best shape. So it just depends. So I'm just going, I'm kind of toggling them back and forth, but not in any serious order. And you can do double stamping too. What they call second generation stamping. So let me show you that too. So I'm going to do this green. Probably not the best one to do because it's not very wet. But let's say I do here's a green one, and then I'm going to do a lighter green one here. First generation, second generation. See the difference? It just gets a little bit lighter. First generation, second generation. It's a different color. Makes you look like you've got even more colors of ink than you actually do. And I'm pretty sure I did a video on that at some point. Rita says she loves the ocean theme. I'm not sure what you guys were chatting about, but you can do these in all kinds of different themes depending on what you have. This one's so juicy I can get away with 3rd generation stamping even. That's pretty cool. One up there. Looks good. Oh, we might be able to get away with a couple of different stamps of this too. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. We'll do one more and then we'll add some purple. Because we're not done yet, we've only just done some circles. We're going to add more so I can show you a little bit what this looks like if you just go all over the place. That looks cool. Let's do another couple over here. There we go. Wow, 5 blocks from the ocean. That's pretty cool. I didn't add the red, but that's okay. All right, let's switch from the dot. Where did I put my little guys? I'm going to keep these out because I still might use the star. But let's add in some of these butterflies. Now, it helps to do one of your kind of stamping in black. So I'm going to do the butterflies in black so they really stand out. Where do you start if you're just... Where do you start if you are just beginning? If you're just beginning your sheet, it doesn't matter where you start. You can start anywhere you want. Wow, this stamp looks phenomenal on here. I really am happy with that. Looks even cooler when you twist and turn things around and they're not all going the same direction. I love this ink, by the way. It's the stamps and the ink that are making this stamp so nicely. So if you get a chance to use this kind of ink, I'm using Versa Fine Onyx Black ink. It's amazing. I just absolutely adore this ink. All right, let's go ahead and wipe him off. It looks really cool, right? Now all we're doing is just adding a whole bunch of different kind of stamps. All right, so let's say I was like, oh yeah, I forgot the red. I want to add the red. I'm going to pull that little star from the solid set, and I'm just going to add in some of these. Although I could do the swirly in that too. That would look really cool. And so what you're trying to do is just fill in a little bit more of the white space. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in some of the white holes that we have. Pretty much wherever you want to put them. Doesn't matter. Right? Maybe up in this corner. Just kind of neglecting that little corner. That looks pretty cool, right? Okay. Let's put that little guy where he belongs. And the other one I wanted to add was some swirls, because I just think that adding in some kind of a swirl makes it look really cool. So let's go ahead and pull this out too. Oh, and I had the hearts too. We might be able to add those in yet. See this swirl? I'm just going to add this swirl in. I need a bigger block though. That one's not going to cut it. So where did I hide my big block? There it is. And just so it's not as black as the butterflies, although that doesn't really matter. I am going to stamp off and do a second generation. So I'm going to grab a piece of printer paper here. And so when I stamp it, I'm going to stamp it here first, and then I'm going to stamp it on the page. So it's a little bit lighter. See the difference between that light black and the dark black? Thanks for stopping by, Note Spinner. It was great having ya. And then I'm going to turn it and do it this way. And I'm just going to add some of these swirls throughout my page. Cool. So I have watched videos, I'm pretty sure, where they've done this kind of thing where you just go all over, helter-skelter, however you want to put these guys. Any kind of stamps that you have at home you can use. I just gave you a couple of ideas here of things that I think look really good together. And then maybe I could maybe just get a couple, put that one there and this one off the edge until I run out of ink here. Just so I've got some coming in on the edges. That helps to finish it off. Until you fill the whole page. Okay, so if you don't like the circles, you could have done squares, you could do ovals, whatever you guys have in your stash, feel free to use that. So yeah, somebody asked about a template. I would love to talk to you afterwards if you can private message me. Not quite sure what kind of template you're looking for, but I'd love to help. And so this is, we would cut this down. So I'll show you guys again, just in case anyone wasn't here in the beginning, how we do that. So let me go ahead quickly, and you can add in all kinds of other little stuff too. Like I think this is really fun. I'm sorry, sometimes you can just get carried away doing this too. I think this little dotted thing is really fun. Where would I put those? I don't know. Let's just go ahead and use black. And I'm going to go like this. So it looks like they're kind of like rolling, like they're stuttering across the page until I run out of ink. That looks kind of cool. And it doesn't matter if it runs over other stamps. Honestly, it doesn't. Just keep going. Can you notice those? They're kind of in the background. But that's the whole point. I think I need one more. All right, I'm done. I'm done adding. I need my baby wipe so I can wipe this off. What did I do with it? Oh, I'm bad at that. Leaving my baby wipes places and then they get all soak into your paper where you don't want them to and stuff. All right. You could put sentiments in here too if you want. If you're not going to do sentiment or whatever. Also, you can use this kind of stuff for wrapping tiny gifts, small gifts if you need to. Thanks, Marcel. Oh, green would have been fun too. I could add in another brighter green. So yeah, 8 cards. So we can make 8 cards with this one as well too. And then I'll show you some of the other ones too. Yes, this is 8.5 by 11, and I used cardstock for this, so it's a 110-pound Nina white 94 bright exact index cardstock. I heard somebody say that exact index wasn't sturdy enough. This is what I use for everything, all my cards, and I love it. I use it for everything. Yep, you can totally use a 12 by 12 sheet. You can use pattern paper that you already have, double-sided paper. You don't have to stamp your own paper. You can use whatever you have on hand at home. That's the spirit, Deb. She said, I'm sure going to try. Whoop, whoop. So this is what I suggested to everyone in the beginning, is that you go ahead and cut your sheet in half at 4 1/4. So you get 2 halves. I wish I could go out with my my camera, but I can't right now. All right, but cut it in half, and then take those 2 pieces and cut it in half again. So the first time was 4 1/4. This time will be 5 1/2. So what you'll end up with is 4 basically card bases, correct? 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, 4 card bases for 4 A2 size cards. But what we did then was we cut them. So like this one, we took one of these sheets and we cut it in a diagonal. And that made 2 cards. It made this card and this card. So one sheet will make these 2 cards if you cut it in diagonal. All right. And then we took another one and we cut it directly in half, straight down the middle. And that made this card and this card. And so this one, they're 2 different card, the same card base, but this one opens from the bottom and this one opens from the side. Okay, so that would make 2 more cards. Then we took, all right, let's do this one. We took this one and we sliced it in 4 pieces. And then we took the two pieces for each card, and 2 we put here and 2 we put here. So that makes another card. I make my own card bases by just taking regular white cardstock, the same stuff we started with today, and cut them in half and fold them in half, and that's it. I tend to buy my envelopes, although there's easy ways to make your own envelopes. And there's also a really great envelope, an envelope punch board that makes really awesome envelopes. So that's completely up to you. So that was another way to make the cards. And then the last one we did was we cut it in half going this way. We cut it in half this way. Okay, the short way. And one of the blocks we just turned sideways for this one. And the other block, the half block that we had, let me move these over. This other half block we had, we just cut it in a diagonal like this. And so those 2 diagonals made this card right here. And so that in the end, this one sheet of paper made these 4. And then once we cut these, then we came out with 8. We cut 2 in a diagonal. We cut 2 in half the long way. which ended up making these 2 cards. And then we cut two of them in strips, or I should say one of them in strips, and made these 2 cards. And then we took, I cut them in half the short way, rotated one to put it in the center, and then cut the other one in half to make the 2 corners. There will be a live tomorrow on Wednesday. I'm not sure who's I'll be picking. Actually, I think we're doing a Judy Estrada card tomorrow. There will not be a live on Friday because that's my birthday and I have family coming into town. So just so you guys know, there will be a live on Wednesday. We'll do the 10-minute timed card. And Friday, we will not have one because I will be out partying with my family. So if you do a 12 by 12, then maybe you're going to be doing 6 by 6 cards is what I'm guessing. And it would be the same idea. You would cut your 12 by 12 in half and in half again, so you have 6 by 6s. And then you would like cut one 6 by 6 in a diagonal for that 6 by 6 card. Does that make sense? All right. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to private message either Penny or myself. You could probably try to get a hold of, oh yes, totally personalize your background. You could stamp a friend's name right in the paper. Wouldn't that be cool? I think they'd be like, whoa, where'd you get that? Be like, I made it. That's the really great part of it, right? You're so very welcome, you guys. This is what I live for. This is what I do, is to bring you guys fun ideas to keep you motivated and keep you crafting. Because crafting is really, really motivational and therapeutic. And if you haven't checked out our blog lately, we've got Lori, who is writing our blog, and also Crystal, and they're coming up with some fantastic content. So you want to check that out. That is Jen's Quality Crafts. All one word, no apostrophes, no nothing. jensqualitycrafts.blogspot.com. All right, so I hope that you guys will check that out. Go to the blog. Check out the new store as well. If you're looking for the 2 stamp sets that I did use tonight, these 2 are in the old store. You can find both of these. Teresa Collins Save the Date and Inkadinkadoo Just Saying. And go on over and check out our new store, which instead of it being qualitycrafts.com, it's jensqualitycrafts.com. All lowercase, all one word. You don't need the HTTP. You don't have to type in the www. Just type all that in. Awesome. I'm so glad you guys tuned in tonight. This was super, super fun. I might throw in a couple of them, sporadically like this, and hopefully a lot more during the summer when I've got more time. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. I hope to see you over at Quality Crafts on Facebook. Join us at the 2 stores for things that you need, especially HEG tapes and the foam tapes and things that I've used here, stamp sets. If you go to the new store, you're going to find stamp sets that come with dies. That's really cool. Our new store actually ships from warehouses that we use in China, so it's going to be a longer shipping time, but there's a lot of really cool stuff in there. So let us know what you're looking for. We'd love to add more for you guys, and I cannot wait to see you guys next video.